Happy Halloween, everybody! Hope you're enjoying your evening. By the time you watch this, you'll probably given out most, if not all, of your candy. And hopefully you got to keep a little bit for yourself. We have 4 returns today. It's October 31st. It's obviously Halloween. It's the day after the World Series. I don't want to spend a long time talking about that because if you watched it and know about it, you already know everything. But it was a great series, which was kind of what I was hoping for. And really just weird that the home team won every game. Never happened before in the major sports in a 7-game series to have a home team win every game. And that was pretty cool. And just congratulations to the Nationals if you're a Nationals fan. Very cool. My team remains the only team never to appear in a World Series. So, wah, wah, wah. First return is from Minneapolis, Minnesota. And it is Scott Leyes, who is a former World Series champion. He was on the 91 Twins. And I believe he hit a homer in that series. 92 Ultra. This is a 96 Stadium Club, I believe. Rookie, 90 Fleer. And that is definitely a 95 Stadium Club. So we need to start our November stack for our giveaways. So we're going to do that right now. I sent this with you guys in mind, knowing I didn't really need it for anything. Will you be able to get John Orton? I don't know. Good luck. But Scott Leyes is a great signer. Always been very fan-friendly. Send to him if you want. Like he went 4 for 4, obviously. So he's obviously really willing to sign. Same with this guy. As you can tell, this is from Mr. Art Howe. Longtime player, longtime manager. And he's always been very fan-friendly as well. There he is with the Astros. Cardinals, 85 tops. 81 tops, that's for me. The 83. Let's do this. I don't think I need this 83 Donruss. We've already got 2 in our November stack. You're excited? Let's see how much better it gets. This one is from Vermont. This one I don't really know because there's no return address. I'm going kind of fast today because I'm expecting pizza here in a minute. Jim Beattie played in the late 70s and a good part of the 80s for the Yankees and Mariners. Kind of your sort of rank average pitcher, at least as an aggregate, as his total stats. There were some years where he was really effective and some years where he was really not effective. But 81 tops, 86 tops, 85 tops. All very nicely signed in blue. Also very, very fan-friendly. Signs for anyone and everyone. And every once in a while, I get mail at my house for Jim Beattie. Because somebody that used to live here was named Jim Beattie. It's a separate person. But this one, I'm 99% sure I know who it is based on the return address that I scribbled out. Very excited. Sent this quite a while ago. And he's been a good signer in the past. But he's kind of been through a lull, so I don't know if he was doing something during the season as an assistant or something. I just didn't know about it. But always happy to get back. John Olerud. Played for the Blue Jays and the Mets and the Mariners. Obviously, how I mostly remember him. And the one year he was chasing 400 for a while. That was pretty cool. And he also played, unfortunately, for the Yankees because every Mariner I like has to go play for the Yankees at some point. Why that is, I don't know, but that's what happens. And cool thing about Olerud, he went straight from college to the majors. Oh, my pizza's here. Hold on. Okay, I had to answer the door to get my pizza, and I won't be apologizing. But I'm back. Anyway, I was making the point that Ole went straight from college, from Washington State to the majors, and as a result didn't play his first minor league game until he did a rehab stint somewhere with the Yankees when he was like 38. So little factoid, and I'm running out of room to put these cards. So I didn't want this video to end or the day to end without recognizing the passing of Ron Fairly. So Ron Fairly played many, many years, mostly for the Dodgers and Expos. Sorry, I'm distracted. He was a 3-time World Series champion with the Dodgers. Not many people could say that. So here he is on a 64 tops. Here he is on a 64 tops catching the final out of Game 3 of the 63 World Series. And then I wanted to get him on a couple Expos cards. Now, I collect 73s, but I just wanted him on one more item, and I got these a few years ago. So the main reason why I wanted to recognize Ron Fairly is because he spent many years as a Mariners color commentator and worked side by side with Dave Niehaus, who's one of the all-time great play-by-play callers and is in the Hall of Fame. And Ron was an interesting guy because he would say the things that were like, seemed kind of obvious, or what he would say is kind of like, well, no duh. But it was always so amusing the way he did it that you just really had to like him. And we actually used to call him Fairly Obvious, or Ron Fairly Obvious, because he would come up with some gem like, generally the team that scores the most runs is going to win, things like that. But he had just folksy nature to him, and we just, my brother and I, and really anybody in this area that they got to hear him do games, just really, really loved Ron Fairly. And my favorite Fairlyism, or Fairly Obvious, if you will, is he once said, "I failed to mention something yesterday that bears repeating." Now, that's on par with a yogiism, if you think about it. And it's silly and genius at the same time. And anyway, rest in peace, Mr. Fairly, 3-time World Series champion with the Dodgers. He was a great signer, particularly his last couple years after he stopped working. He was a fairly prolific signer, and I was very happy to get in on those 4 for sets and that extra Expos thing that's just for fun. So we got a full day of Scott Leyes, Art Howe, Jim Beattie, John Olerud, recognizing a great guy, 3-time World Series champion, Ron Fairly. Added 2 cards to our giveaway stack. Art Howe, 83 Donruss, and a Scott Leyes, another World Series champion, on a 90 Fleer rookie. And the second I hit stop on this video, I have pizza waiting for me.